It's the Shitcase Cinema.
Hello and welcome to the 10th anniversary of Shitcase Cinema. Yeah, the 10th anniversary. Amazing. Now, before we start reminiscing and start crying and getting all emotional and everything, let's get things underway with the annual Shitcase Cinema Awards. So this first award is for the worst actor. Steven Seagal's evil partner in The Keeper when he thinks Seagal's dead after he shot him.
I can't believe he's gone. Yeah, what were you just talking about?
He had a pulse, Trevor. They're taking him to Harper General.
What?
Stupid motherfucker. Vincent from Silent Hill Revelations.
It's possible for a few to escape just for a while, but it requires sacrifice and suffering.
This bozo from Devils of War. What's wrong with this guy?
I've assembled this squad from the very best the American armed forces have to offer.
The deadly husband and wife duo in Nightmare City. Fake Van Damme in Future War.
Here? No, okay. Here?
It's priceless stuff. I love it. Ooh, who's gonna win? It's a prestigious award, and the winner is the bozo from Devils of War.
Mission to infiltrate Nazi-occupied Poland, extract our undercover agent.
On to the next award, and this is for the sexiest female award. Oh. Sharon from Silent Hill Revelations. The news reporter from Future Force. The Nazi woman from Devils of War. Anna from Nightmare City. And Sister Anne from Future War. It's always my favourite award of the year, this, but I always fail to predict who the winner is. So the winner this year is Sister Anne from Future War. Now, I couldn't be bothered doing a sexiest male award because, well, this guy would just win hands down. Oh, look, a picture of Elvis Presley on the wall. That's the best thing I've seen about this film. But anyway, alright. So this next award is for the Best Tash Award. The bad guy from Future Force. Another goon from Future Force. A random goon from Nightmare City. This Muppet from Future War. The Master Cyborg from Future War. And the winner is the Master Cyborg from Future War! Now, sticking with the Tashas, there's been so many awesome Tashas and Shitcase Cinema reviews, and more often than not, they belong to the bad guys. Now, I didn't go through all the reviews, but here's a rundown of some of my favourite epic Tashas over this past decade. The Cock from Sleepaway Camp. Oh my god, look at his Tash, that's stuck on black paper. Why? He popped up earlier on and he had a real Tash, so why is he going? Oh my god, that's mental. Richard Harrison from the many ninja films I've reviewed over the years.
The Ninja Empire is evil. I have to reform the Ninja Empire. That is why I took away the Golden Ninja Warrior.
Sam Elliott and his bushy beast in Blue Jean Cop. I just realised he's a good guy with a Tash, which is a very, very rare thing here on Shitcase Cinema. Bennett from Commando because he's so awesome and his Tash radiates such power that we even made a song to honour him.
You're just the kind of guy to be a cult icon. Betraying your squad is a shooting job. You said you wanted to use the real thing, but then Annie would be dead before the action begins.
And Mike, the ultimate ninja, Abbott.
I want that manual. I was so close to becoming the ultimate ninja!
Now, speaking of Mike Abbott and the Ultimate Ninja review, that actually led to a phone conversation with him. Now, if you've not seen that, what kind of a fan are you? Get searching on YouTube and go watch that review!
Come and get it, you bastard.
Now, my memory's a little bit hazy, but I think I found his website and sent him the link to the video when he watched it. He really enjoyed it, found it funny, and we batted a few messages back and forth before he actually agreed to do an interview. And I remember he called me all the way from Hong Kong, and his phone call, it actually woke me up really early one morning. I wasn't prepared for it at all, and I actually told him to call me back in a few minutes. Yeah, I actually had the nerve and the balls to tell the ultimate, you know, the so-called ultimate ninja to call me back in a few minutes, just so I could sort a few things out. And I even got him to do his scene stealing line, which was just fantastic and great. And here it is.
Hey, are you ready for this?
We're ready.
Action. I was supposed to be the ultimate ninja!
Now this next award is for the worst dialogue in a scene. Steven Seagal pretending to like a driver singing in The Keeper.
Yeah. Who needs a radio with your kind of musical talents?
You like it? It's a Mexican folk song. Very popular.
Amazing.
Steven Seagal once again in at number 2 because he's a beast with an endless delivery of you know. I lost count how many times he says you know.
Well, you know. Now you know how. Well, the thing of it is, you know. Well, you know how. You know that. Well, you know.
It's like, you know, he can't remember his dialogue, so, you know, he just makes things up on the spot. Baldy from Future Force.
Get up, I want some more of your ass.
He did not word that well. Not at all. This Nazi clown from Devils of War, mostly as you can't hear his bloody audio. What the fuck are you mumbling about, you goon? The priest from I bought a vampire motorcycle because he's clearly unsure if it's a demon or a vampire.
You'll have to try and cast the demon out.
Well, how are you going to do that?
Well, we know this demon is a vampire.
What? How do you know? Oh, just go along with it. Ooh, now the competition is tough in this category, but the winner of this prestigious award is Baldy from Future Force. Now, one thing that's been a running gag ever since I first reviewed the film back in 2010 is Grim Weekend's line of "We're looking for Susan." So I thought that it was only fitting to get as many Shitcase Cinema fans who were willing to participate to deliver their versions. Here's my take a few years ago.
Going? Yep. Will you settle down? I'm looking for her. Susan! That should echo around and we'll hopefully find Susan.
And so now I present to you a bunch of random goons trying to top that. Yeah.
Mark, will you settle down? We're looking for her. Susan!
This was me when Shitcase Cinema started. This is me now. Susan!
You know who we're looking for?
Susan!
Settling down. We're looking for her. Susan!
We're looking for her. Susan!
We're looking for Susan! Scared dogs.
We're looking for her. Susan!
We're looking for her. Susan!
We're looking for her, Susan.
We're looking for her. Susan! We're looking for Susan!
We're looking for her, Susan!
We're looking for her. Susan!
We're looking for Susan!
We're looking for her. Susan! We're looking for her. Susan!
Okay, back to the awards. Now this is the ultimate award. It's for the Shitcase Cinema Legend of the past 12 months award. Steven Seagal from his legendary role in The Keeper. John Tucker from Future Force. The insane priest from Rawhead Rex. Miller from Nightmare City. And the vampire leader in Night Hunter. Okay, now let's find out who wins this. My money's on Steven Seagal. And the winner is... yeah, I got it wrong, what a surprise. The insane priest from Rawhead Rex.
No!
Now, I've lost count over the years over how many atrocious films I've watched in order to make reviews, but there's something definitely to gain from them, as they're mostly hilarious for multiple reasons and sometimes are far more entertaining than the so-called big budget movies. And in a Q&A back in 2015, I said this.
Good question. I just get more enjoyment out of watching bad films. They're much more entertaining and amusing. I get a lot of enjoyment out of them. They make for better reviews, let's face it. Fact. Whereas if these days, if I watch a film that all the masses all over the world like and thinks it's a good film, I honestly sit there just thinking, this is meant to be a good film. It's actually a bad film. So sometimes if I watch a good film, I just kind of sit there and just want to go, wah! Like that.
And in the 2013 Q&A video, I said this.
What is the worst film you've ever reviewed?
The worst film?
Yeah.
Killjoy.
Now there's no easy way to do this, but here in no particular order are the worst films I reviewed here on Shitcase Cinema.
This film really does have it all. It truly is a mess. And it stays a fucking mess when Fanny rips her dress here, so phones up Dickie.
Something's wrong.
Okay, then I'll send somebody.
Sorry, what? You ripped your dress and Dickie's sending somebody over? At what point in your life do you become so stupid that when you rip your dress on a tap, you instantly get on the phone to Richard Harrison? Most people will be like, oh no, I'm going to have to throw this away, or oh, it's okay, I can sew this back together. Not get on the bloody phone to Richard Harrison.
You're going to be amazed when you see this. It's the dog's bollocks.
Incoming!
Fucking standard bollocks more like. Jesus Christ, what utter tosh. But you know what isn't utter tosh? The euphoric feeling you get when this movie is finished. God, what a load of rubbish. Thanks, Brad Sykes, you wanker. So this is the worst of the bunch because it's just not as funny as Count Blood 1 or 2, basically. 0.1 out of 10. So it stars Tretch, whoever he is. Apparently he's a rapper, so already I'm doubting the quality of this film. Although quality never actually enters the fray with this movie. It's low budget crap at its worst. I mean, how do these people seriously believe they're making something good? It's beyond me. Oh dear, this is awful. Now, here's the last 20 seconds as it plays out. Punching Tashman into the air, it's normal. Laying out a box for him to lay down in, that's thoughtful. And nice reactions there from Johnny. Is that it? Is that the end? Yes, it's the end, thank God. 1 out of 10. Curse of the Swamp Creature. What? There wasn't even a curse at all? What does this film mean? You know, I fear there's some deep meaning hidden within the film that only select people will understand and appreciate. You know, like Zardoz. But me, I'm just going to take it as a sign to drown my sorrows. Thank you very much. 0.1 out of 10. Well, whatever. I assume this person in charge of continuity never worked in the film industry again, or hadn't worked in the film industry prior to making this film. But I don't think anybody involved in this pile of shit worked in the movie industry before or after this was made. There's no substantial plot going on, and this is possibly the slowest film I've ever seen, and that's saying something coming after shit like Grim Weekend. And the characters, Jesus Christ, I just want to ram my fist into the TV because they're so fucking irritating, like this tit here. Now, you may recall that I gave a film called Camp Blood a mediocre 1 out of 10. But compared to this, Camp Blood would easily get a 9 or a 10 due to its unintentional hilarity. But this deserves 0.5 out of 10 because it's that bad. So, if you ever watch this, the only way to put up with it will be to have your knees like Twatto, have a tash like the Master, have a useless gun like Mike, and if you've got 6 wives, make them all fight around you in a desert while you stand there thinking, what the fucking hell is going on? Now, I know I've commented on things like this before, but aside from the movie reviews, highlights from over the past 10 years have got to be the shitcast videos that we did. Basically, they were myself, Maggot Man and Professor Bruce gathering at Maggot Man's place on a Friday night mostly, drinking way too much alcohol and talking crap, which actually led to a live version we did in 2013, which is still one of my favourite things we've ever done.
Winding up Bruce for my amusement and his responses. I wind up Bruce because it's funny and it relieves my stress levels. But he's stressing me out now, so dude, after this video's finished and that laptop's off your crotch, I'm gonna fucking punch you in bollocks.
And amazingly, this led to a drunken 2014 Christmas live video, which was amusing, if not somewhat disorganised and a rambling mess at times. But both videos are on YouTube to enjoy time and time again, so if you've got nothing better to do on your evenings, go check them out and relive the hilarity.
No, take that Santa hat off or you will have your knob chopped off like in that review did. Bonus points if you guess the title of it. Go on, John.
Don't open until Christmas.
Fucking hell, yeah.
That's why he's the man.
The skits and things that we've done over the years have been a blast. And the main ones that always come to mind are probably things like the fight scene that we did for the review of Kingdom of Gladiators.
You dick! You dick!
And staying with Kingdom of Gladiators, the best thing that ever came from that review was the guy who played the king in that film actually got in contact with me, and you know, we batted a few messages back and forth, and I actually got him to poke fun at himself and record a video.
How dare you! I'll rip out that serpent's tongue of yours!
Probably the interview of the caveman videos, which basically are me and Bruce taking the piss out of our friend Wayne, and I occasionally watch those back because they're just hilarious. Wayne is genuinely quite Neanderthal-like at times, hence the caveman title. And I would really like to do another video, but it's just impossible trying to organise it, sadly.
Name 3 of the Beatles. Ringo, Paul, John McCartney.
I wouldn't have thought so because I've reviewed Camp Blood 1 to 3, which at the time of doing the third one was the complete trilogy, so that to me was mission accomplished. The fact that they've made more is just ludicrous. I have no idea what even kind of answer you're looking for, but here's the man himself.
How can you say I'm mysterious?
That's a good question. I think it deserves a lot of time to think about an answer to that, but I just don't think I have the time really right now. But I don't think much would surprise me, to be frank. Maybe if you told me a few years ago that I would have an Arnold Schwarzenegger t-shirt saying "Come with me if you want to lift," that would probably blow my mind and surprise me, so there you go. It's a good question again. I would take out Stallone and Arnie, even though they're shitcase legends in their own right. I would probably have One Man Force on my side as a good guy. The guy from Troll 2. Charles Bronson from Death Wish 3. Bruce Lee's Ghost from No Retreat, No Surrender. And just a bunch of other random goons who are there as cannon fodder. You know, they can be good guys, but they can die. As for bad guys, I would... Oh, another good guy I want is Richard Harrison. Bad guys. Probably Mike Abbott. Mike the Ultimate Ninja Abbott can be a bad guy. Let's just make Sean Connery from Zardoz a bad guy. Jean-Claude Van Damme can be in there again as a twin because that's just a character, you know, trait of Van Damme in his movies. He always plays an evil twin or something. Val Kilmer. I used to hate when I saw Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines at the cinema when it came out. I hated it. I nearly walked out. I was absolutely gobsmacked at just the overall cheesy humour and just the tone of it. As I watched it, I mean what's that? Jesus, that's 15 years old now. As I've watched it with each subsequent viewing, I enjoy it more because I appreciate it now for what it is. It's a dumb, mindless, popcorn, summer blockbuster, full on action. Yeah, the humour's a bit daft if you compare it, especially to the first one. But it's a good film, I think, overall. And if you've got, what, an hour and 40 to kill, Terminator 3 is a good film to watch. Vice versa, bad to good. Oh man. You stumped me there, I have no idea. Probably something like Here Lies Johnny's Shitcase. He had no idea what film that he once loved and now hates, thus is a proper goon. Or just something nice and simple, short and sweet, like "You goon," because it would cost a hell of a lot more money to chisel into the stone, and being a tight Yorkshireman that I am, it would save a lot of money. So yeah, you goon.
Well, it's got to be God who's in his holy temple. Now, I know it's not really a shit case quote, but go back and watch the review. We say it a lot. And the videos of us saying it on a night out, they're just hilarious.
I don't think I'd have a choice in the matter. I think that the quote would have to be the classic from the Universal Soldier review. At this point, I'm hoping John will add a clip in so that everybody can see exactly what we're talking about. It's the misinterpreted and misconstrued statement that I made about Van Damme that I've never heard the end of, to be honest, and I don't think I ever will, but oh well, could be worse, could be far worse.
This scene would have been so much better if it was just Jean-Claude Van Damme walking around naked.
Don't really care, to be honest. Just bring Val Kilmer back just for a giggle. I think he would have laughed. But in all seriousness, I think Michael Keaton's probably the best Batman we've had thus far. You know, better than fucking Fat Affleck. Look, they're all bad, okay? None of them make any sense, but that's part of the charm, you know, that's what makes them amusing, but nothing comes close to such a monumental car crash experience as his films do. But at a push, I would have to say probably Return or Revenge of Drunken Master, whatever it was called.
There is no worst Godfrey Ho film. Godfrey Ho is a legend. How dare you disrespect the man? Go and give yourself a good, hard caning, because I can't even look at you now.
All of them, without a doubt, every single one. And I think if you took all of the footage that Godfrey Ho actually filmed himself, I think that would only be one movie. Forget about all the crap that he bought, all the failed movie projects that never saw the light of day that he bought and then mashed together. I think there is just one Godfrey Ho movie, and it's one big horrible monstrosity. That's what one day did devour the earth.
I personally enjoy Lethal Weapon franchise, which I'm just again watching now. Just watched the second one last night. Fantastic films. Alien, I know they get progressively worse, but the 1 to 4 is still a good box set to watch. I like Prometheus too, actually, for what it's worth. Indiana Jones films 1 to 3. 4 does not exist. Okay, 4 does not exist. The Rocky films are all fantastic. Even Rocky 5, I do like Rocky 5 for all its flaws. It's not as bad as people make out. It truly isn't. The Rambo films are fantastic. I don't really have any words, because when a film is bad and then the sequel, if I do decide to watch it, is worse, then I don't see the need to sit through a 3rd, 4th, 5th, for example, you know. Resident Evil films get more and more confusing as they go on, and I have seen them all, believe it or not, and they're just absolute garbage. The first one's good, the second one's fine, it's average, but they get so far from the source material and it's just ludicrous, it makes no sense. The style of filmmaking is terrible from one Paul Anderson. Transformers, you know, I mean, this brainless, mindless, numbing stupidity for the dead inside to watch. I have to say I haven't seen them all. I've seen the first 2 all the way through, and I saw a little bit of the 3rd one. But in summary, all I can say is don't go watch these shitty sequels, thus giving the studios no money that is thoroughly undeserved, and then they won't make any more bad films, okay? I don't think any film is so bad that it's beyond my criticism, but in the past I have reviewed films I do enjoy, such as Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Breakdown, etc, etc. I mean, the obvious ones that come to mind straight away are like Kingdom of Gladiators and Zardoz. But I think probably Tremors will be interesting because I get to hang out with Kevin Bacon being a crappy handyman in a desolate, isolated town. Egg Shen's there from Big Trouble in Little China as well, Victor Wong. And as a hobby, I just get to hunt giant slug-type worms. So bingo, I'd love that.
Okay, so I can't nonchalantly whistle. So what? Halloween reboot, it's going to be crap. Or to put it in Shitcase Cinema's terms, it's going to be shit.
I'm not particularly interested, and the only reason that I'm aware of it is because John Carpenter is involved to some degree. It's got his blessing, and I think he's going to be an executive producer, whatever the hell one of those lazy bastards do. Which in John Carpenter's case, he is a lazy bastard because he just sits at home playing video games and watches basketball. He don't give a flying fuck. He puts his hand out and he gets money because they're remaking his films. Do I care? No. Do I give a fuck that Jamie Lee Curtis is in it? No, but it will make the film probably a little bit better, but it'll still be garbage. 1 out of 10, and I ain't even seen it yet. I guess it started when I first saw Ninja Terminator and Ninja Dragon, you know, the Richard Harrison ninja movies. When I first got my very first DVD player, back in probably about 2002, I believe. So that was kind of the springboard for that. But when Shitcase Cinema started in 2008, 10 years ago I think, on its anniversary, I just thought, well, after a while, the title is Shitcase, so we need to really look at some shit films. So I just started diving into the kind of pits of Z-grade movies out there, and it opened my eyes to a whole treasure chest of unpolished gems that are, in my opinion, pieces of cinematic comedy gold, and I'm still finding stuff to this day, and it's hilarious. Cash, book sales. This is the book he's referring to, by the way. Very little, but thank you for asking. I have no idea. Probably from up his ass, which would make about as much sense as anything else in that film. I considered it, and I have reviewed, you know, modern films. I assume you mean films that have just come out within the last 12 months, for example, but I've reviewed, you know, recently Silent Hill Revelations, which is only a few years old, and I don't know, I can't remember looking back through the list. Kingdom of Gladiators isn't that old, Skyline isn't that old, Devils of War is not that old, it's only a few years old. So, but the best, worst films to review are generally from the 70s and 80s, I've found, because, and I've said it so many times, yet I'll say it again, films that are made intentionally bad nowadays, say like from AKA The Asylum, they're just not my cup of tea. They're crap because they're done deliberately, so they're not unintentionally funny, which is where the real hilarity stems from. So there's no point in really doing many modern films, to be frank.
Well, it's got to be the one that started it. Oh, I don't know if it's the first one or not, but Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, because I cannot think of a crappier title. And God, the stuff that happens in it, I mean, a shark, I don't care if it's a freaking megalodon, but a shark jumps out of the water and grabs a plane from like 30,000 feet up. Come on, man. Jeez.
I've watched and I think I've reviewed 3. But let's face it, they're all crap. But I think the worst score that I gave to was for Sharknado. Never seen it. I do want to watch it, but, you know, time just doesn't permit. But I do enjoy the film.
How many could I watch in a row? I'd probably kill myself after 5 minutes of Under Siege. No, you know what, I tell a lie. There is actually one Steven Seagal film that I can sit through, and that would be Executive Decision. Because he gets about 5 minutes screen time, and he dies. Which means we don't have to put up with him and his... We can actually get Kurt fucking Russell!
Strange question, but equally strange is I have a box set of 6 Steven Seagal films here, and I think I've watched 4 of them to date, but I could not watch all 6. In fact, maybe that could be a new Shitcase challenge, watching all 6 of these Steven Seagal films. The worst one has to be Flight of Fury. In fact, thinking about it, that could go back to an earlier question saying what film is so bad that you just couldn't review. Flight of Fury is one of those films because it is so... In fact, here's my short review, okay? Flight of Fury by Steven Seagal is so monumentally dull and boring that it kills brain cells, and half of the footage, and I'm not even exaggerating, half of the footage is stock footage that they ripped off from the RAF or the Navy. Then you see Steven Seagal sitting there as a close-up in his little fighter plane with a mask on, talking like this. So he's sitting there, he doesn't sound like Bane from Batman Dark Knight Rises or whatever, but he's sat there talking like this because he's Steven Seagal, and it's the same one shot all the time. They could put in any audio that they feel like, which they do, and half of the dialogue actually is not even Steven Seagal's voice. It's always dubbed by some random arsehole. So, Flight of Fury, if you've got 90 minutes to kill, go watch it. I give it 0.5 out of 10. I don't really have a favourite, but off the top of my head I know American Ninja is a canon film, so American Ninja. Every time somewhere someone else comes out of the woodwork and asks that. Okay, all I'm going to say is check out these answers from previous reviews, and they include a short review.
I think it's totally overrated. In a nutshell, I think it's not as funny as people make out. I think it's overhyped. It is a crap film, and it is funny for all the wrong reasons. I'm not reviewing it. I give it a score in one of the interviews we did for YouTube and Facebook, and I think I give it like 0.1 out of 10 or something. It's just boring, and I don't know. I expected something more from it, but I've seen a hell of a lot worse and more accidentally amusing films on Shitcase Cinema.
The Room, John, what rating do you give it?
Nothing.
There you go, that's the review
Shitcase
of The Room.
Cinema score 0 out of 10. Now here's some more clips of fans quoting their favourite Shitcase related line, whether it be something that yours truly has said in the past or from an actual film itself.
Happy 10th anniversary to Shitcase Cinema, and from the bottom of my heart I just want to say thank you to Johnny Shitcase, Professor Bruce, Maggot Man and Caveman Wayne for everything that you have ever given us. Really couldn't be more thankful for anything else. And just so you know that I'll be the most unique random goon wearing a Shitcase Cinema t-shirt.
If you're going to celebrate the Shitcase Cinema's birthday, you got to do it with your very own pair of Shitcase Cinema shades. Ah, much better. In the Mouth of Madness review, when Sam Neill is in the car and Johnny says, "Factual, Sam." His delivery of that line always gets me. That's from the review of the underrated John Carpenter movie Prince of Darkness. A specific moment is when the chubby guy is looking for, who else, Susan, and Johnny challenges him to see if he can say it as well as the Bruce Campbell guy says it in Grim Weekend. Of course the guy can't live up to that, and he just kind of goes, "Susan? Susan?" And Johnny was not happy. He responds by saying, "That was pathetic, you great big tub of lard." Then the guy gets his neck broken by some sort of zombie demon thing, and Johnny says, "And that's why he had to die."
What the ninja master thinks of things.
What do you do when the love of your life is trapped in a fire? Do you call the fire department? Do you get a fire extinguisher? No, you clap. That's right, clap. Yeah, bravo, boy, bravo.
How dare you? I'll rip out that serpent's tongue of yours. Ow.
Ah, ah.
My son was torn to pieces.
Zados, Zados, Zados.
Another normal day in your retirement home, walking around being the Lone Ranger and calling a rotting cowboy mummy an arsehole.
Oh, fucking peeping Tom.
This movie is bloody awful. Okay, I give up right there. I can't fake a British accent for my life.
My favourite Shitcase quote would be from Hard Cash, Val Kilmer,
where he goes, "You don't think I'd give you a loaded gun, do you? Like an idiot!" And then goes into the camera. It's brilliant.
I can help!
Let the tournament begin! How dare you! I'll tear out that serpent's tongue of yours!
Oh my god! Fucking hell.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. I'm gonna shoot you between the balls.
Son of a bitch! What do you want?
Now, I'm not overly fond of remakes at the best of times because A, if the original film's good enough, nothing you can do to improve it, and B, if the film's pretty shit, then why the fuck would you want to remake it in the first place?
Even the signature Johnny Shitcase shades. Ever since I saw John wear these, I pretty much had to have them. Also, I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, just like Johnny Shitcase would. And the signature blue jeans from Blue Jean Cut.
You goon!
Well, that'll do it, I think. If you want to watch more, then I recommend that you go through the hundreds of videos on the Shitcase Cinema channel and just basically enjoy, because you've got a decade's worth of entertainment right there for you.
What are you writing, by the way, Bruce?
Writing Zardos.
You're writing Zardos. Your Z's backwards, I've just realised, Bruce. I assume it says Zardos. You moron.
So, thanks for watching, keep watching, oh yeah, keep on looking for Susan, keep on worshipping a giant floating stonehead called Zardos, and keep trying to be ultimate ninjas. It's another decade of reviewing shitty films. Cheers. Liquid strength. Time to find some more shitty films to review now.
Joe travelled back to the 80s, to the movies he fondly recalled, with Annie and Tom Cruise and Sly and Bruce Willis before he went bald. Back when the movies were simple and the plots had no deep commentary, just some hero with biceps and witty one-liners shooting all he could see. But I guess the grass is greener when you're wearing those rose-tinted shades. But while he's stuck in the 80s, John will take these movie lemons and give you lemonade. So sit back and relax now. Just sit back wherever you are for the movie reviews and the science bits too on Shitcase Cinema. On the Shitcase Cinema. Oh, it's the Shitcase Cinema.